And an element I think that came out strongly last year was to focus a bit more on the institutional building aspects, and today's workshop we will actually spend much more time on this, and I think there's been some progress on building capacity. So these are the broad kind of areas on which we're working, and in some sense we are trying to take some collective stock of our workshop last year, and I've shared that in the group of what we did last year. And I think Ajit has already covered this idea of in some sense we need to strategize our response to what we would like to do on the FPO space. In terms of size, what should be the size and optimality of an FPO is a discussion that some colleagues like Amar Nayak have been talking about. So what's the new policy talking about? And I think one thing that is being spoken of is that we are talking largely of aspirational districts now. So 15% of all these 10,000 are supposed to be formed in these aspirational districts. And so the number of aspirational districts in Andhra Pradesh is not very high, I would presume. So we now have to look at Chhattisgarh and many other kinds of places where, and maybe, is it possible for a civil society consortium to try and form an alternative saying in this aspirational district, we'll try and show how an FPO can be done differently. That's an opportunity that one is suggesting.
So we have to first of all, being a group of researchers, that is primarily, of course, with practitioners, our task should be to focus on building that knowledge first, so that the right kind of training material can be developed, so that the right kind of training courses can be developed, and then we can start approaching any kind of numbers. Right now to start with numbers and then trying to bridge that gap is going to be a disaster, I think.
She proactively shaped a kind of a constituency within the financial sort of a sector in India.
So, in spite of being a CEO and of a funder, you normally look up as a funder who's a very kind of a dominating kind of, person and who would not listen. But to the contrary, I found her to be a very patient and friendly listener. I was a field worker.
Viji never looked at anything negatively. She always embraced everything and anything that come her way.
That she will be living through our works, and we will continue to do the good works which she carried on in FWWB.
As I said, we will remember she was a great supporter of Sammunati. The only reason is the approach what we had in giving finance to FPOs. She was very appreciative of that. Thank you.
So we always believe that along with finance, capacity building activities are required. And also the traditional trainings which we gave for years are not what is called suitable. Some of the APC CEOs write to us that we have attended 30 trainings, but it's not reflected from the work which they are doing. So ultimately, the thing is that means what we require is that means the accounting trainings, means proper maintenance on-the-job training, maintenance of accounts. So all these things needs to be done. And as a result, means we have opened one AFC in Tamil Nadu, Agri Facilitation Center, where means all these kind of support will be given, means actual job-based support can be given.
We follow a rigorous process wherein we are focused on the curriculum, then the content, and also the training outcomes. So, and we are also aligned with the Agriculture Skill Council of India framework. So, we follow a very rigorous skill building framework and mainly focused on agriculture allied sector. We launched this manual last year here in IRMA, and since then we have been working on various training of trainers and training programs. But I think the process of development, we picked up certain values for us. One was taking honest feedback, that was one thing, and a collaborative approach, because we realized that it's not possible to do this work just by one organization or one centralized approach. So we take a collaborative approach in our work and take a lot of organizations along with us.
Because we strongly believe that the people who are at the front end, the field operations guys, they don't have the time to think कि मैं इसमें कौन सा methodology यूज़ करूँगा. ठीक है, knowledge तो transfer कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ultimately when they are busy in the field, we cannot leave it to them to decide कि मैं क्या यूज़ करूँगा, मैं कैसे deliver करूँगा, मैं material कैसे तैयार करूँगा. If you look at the trainer's guide, it is basically containing इस पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए दीज आर द 1, 2, 3 स्टेप्स. ये वाला कॉन्सेप्ट ड्राइव करने के लिए आपको ये अप्रोच में भी गेम करना पड़ेगा. गेम करने के लिए आपको ये मटेरियल ज़रूरत पड़ेगा, रेफर टू एनेक्सर 1, एंड इट इज़ जस्ट अबाउट यूजिंग इट डायरेक्टली इन द फील्ड.
When we do an appraisal, for the appraisal process we have a grading tool which we have developed in-house, which talks about quite a lot of factors on the FPO in terms of their governance, financial capabilities, operational efficiency. But when we go and approach as a relationship manager, whenever he interacts with an FPO, it is not from the point of view, what should I do with this FPO, or should I proceed with them, or I should reject the loan. Rather, the training what we are given to them is, you go and approach them, and might be you should talk to them in terms of, okay, we will not be able to give credit immediately. Might be in 3 to 4 months, you need to build on 1 or 3, 4 points that will enable for you to take a loan, might be afterward. And for enabling that, we also help them on little bit of hand-holding guidance.
I think some of the symptoms that we see is because of lack of foundational work. So our capacity building, capability building is very, very superfluous. It's not substantial. Poor people's money must work for them, and maybe work at much faster pace. Maybe if they have 5 lakhs, through rotation, they should be able to do a business of maybe 50 lakhs in a year. So we need to be unconventional and think outside the box. Maybe the lessons from the SHG movement has a lot to offer for the FPO system that's developing.
And also, so a lot of the organizations present here and even who are not here are engaged in similar, say, market or finance related interventions. So we would want to collaborate with you to study those, and even if some of them have rain-fed components, or we would like to probably work with you to integrate some rain-fed components, and some proposals can also be presented to the RRAN board for on a pilot basis to study this and then incorporate the learnings into the final policy drafts.
There's one thing common to both Hiren and Pratik, and I think we should applaud both of them. They are management graduates who have chosen to work with FPOs. They have chosen to work with FPOs. I say that.
So then after the training, we realized that FPO needs support, continuous support. Even training is not a one-time affair. We need to train the farmers, the CEO, the board of directors continuously, because as FPO grows, the need of training and need of business changes. So one thing we realized that there is no single window assessment for all the need FPO has. So लोग पूछते हैं कि लाइक हमको लीगल कंप्लायंस में चाहिए, आपने तो समझा दिया ट्रेनिंग में, बट आगे कैसे करना है, हम कैसे कंप्लायंस करें, हमारा सीए को तो पता ही नहीं है. देन हमको भी बिजनेस प्लान बना के दो, या हमको एसएफएससी की कोई ग्रांट में अप्लाई करना है या स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की कोई ग्रांट में अप्लाई करना है, तो आप हमको प्रपोजल बना के दो, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में हेल्प करो, हमारा सिस्टम सेट करने में मदद करो. सो देन वी रियलाइज कि एक वन स्टॉप सॉल्यूशन होना चाहिए विच कैन फुलफिल ऑल द नीड्स ऑफ एफपीओ.
अभी मुझे लगता है कि अभी जो सीईओ का या मैनेजमेंट है, दे शुड बी हैव स्ट्रॉन्ग बिजनेस एक्यूमेंट, क्योंकि उनके 30-30 एफपीओ के साथ उसको काम करना है. बहुत बड़ा वॉल्यूम होता है. अगर एक एफपीओ 500 टन करता है तो आप 10 एफपीओ को 5000 टन आपको बेचना होता है. 30 एफपीओ को तो 15-20 हज़ार टन का आपको काम करना होता है. तो मतलब इसमें जो हमको टीम चाहिए, बहुत ही स्किल्ड टीम चाहिए है, और द सीईओ और मैनेजमेंट शुड बी इफेक्टिव एंड ऑल्सो विद राइट इंटेंशंस. क्योंकि हमने वो भी ट्राई कर लिया कि इफेक्टिव सीईओ लाए थे, पर राइट इंटेंशन नहीं होने की वजह से भी प्रॉब्लम होते हैं कई बार. तो एक में वो होता है डिसीजन मेकिंग में भी खास एक मतलब इसमें जैसे कि आप काफ़ी क्रोर्स में डील करते हो, तो एक गलत डिसीजन कैन लूज लॉट ऑफ मनी.
What I want to say, the partnership with
very big partners and institutional partners may not always be very good idea. Now we got to know that why they were not interested in picking up. So they were waiting for they were delaying very purposefully because the international rate of cotton is going down every day. So they wanted like abhi rakhe raho, 1 mahine baad le lenge, 2 mahine baad le lenge. But the story behind that is they want to delay the procurement so that prices can go down. It can be very competitive or cheap for them. So in a way, partnership with biggest of the brands may not help. Thank
you. One is this whole role of facilitating agency that one plays. They are morely either because we talk about transformational change and all that, which is great, but that doesn't serve the business. So many NGOs still think that profit is a bad word. Period. So trying even for our staff, it took almost 2 years to say that profit is not bad, and all the entrepreneurs are not corrupt, and they don't kind of harm the environment. So that kind of thing. You need not just to invest in the business proposition that most finance agencies do, but in the institution of building its structure, its culture, its values. And I think perhaps many times these very fast pacing FPOs miss is the values part.
But for consumers from the market end to change what producers are producing or what particular brands are selling, you don't need to know the quantity of residue or what chemical. You need to know that there are residues in there. And qualitative residue testing has become fairly simple in terms of technology. Strip tests will show you right there and then whether there are residues.
So I've called it one step forward, one step back. I often think, having worked on agriculture markets for over 10 years now, I often feel like we are running very fast on a treadmill. So we seem to be doing a lot of things, but in reality we are not making much substantive progress from the perspective of the farmer. You can't ignore the APMC because it's really the space where a lot of these complex transactions have been managed with the help of commission agents. We often vilify the commission agent without understanding the roles that they fulfill, and I think it's important to understand that to be able to devise a marketing system that makes sense. In Hopcoms, which is a dead example, the person was saying that all the government has to do is intervene, go procure 5% of the produce. The entire market will just be disciplined.
Largely, if I have to bring in all the challenges into a particular categorization, I would like to put it into 4 C's, starting from compliance, capability, capital, and coordination.
Things that have been started by a NABARD program versus things that have been started bottom up and later have been registered as FPCs due to whatever they have been converts from other kinds of organizations to FPCs, and then compare that who is doing better